When you say the 100-year plan, for those who don't conceptually understand what that means,
Yeah.
could you break it down?
Yeah, I mean it's simple. I think it's so easy for us to be so short-sighted. You know what I mean? And it's not even to our own fault. I'd say that there's a conditioning that happens to where most people we're concerned about our daily living. And rightfully so. Some people are literally struggling every day to just make ends meet. So how can they think about the next 100 years when they're trying to make sure that they get to tomorrow? You know what I mean? So it's to be honest, it's a blessing to be able to see beyond that. You know what I mean? It's a gift. It's something that's given to you. In a lot of ways, it's a privilege almost. And with that comes responsibility. I think that a part of even being a chief is being able to two things. It's being able to have vision and see far.
Foresight.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Right? To be able to see beyond what most people can see. But I know plenty of visionaries that at the end of the day, they get nothing done. Because they only see the future, but they never know how to get there. Right? A chief has to also be the opposite. They need to have focus. It's not just vision. Vision is seeing the long term. Focus is seeing that every day and knowing how to get to the long term with every single day. And the chief has to have both. You know what I mean? And I think that, that's just chiefs in general. I mean, you look at, Native American chiefs. There's the Great Law of the Iroquois, where one of the principles was 7 generations, right, of sustainability. In order to become a chief in the Iroquois, you had to be able to see 7 generations ahead. Most people, they think about their kids, they think about their grandkids. Very few go further than that. Imagine going 7 generations ahead and having a vision that far. You see what I'm saying? So, for me, a huge component of the work that we're doing, it goes far beyond us. We'll be lucky if we just, if we even make it to our 100 years here on Earth. But life will go on without us. The world will go on without us. And it's like we have to be able to create, knowing that that's a reality, and creating things that will outlast us, because we're temporary, but creating something that will be permanent. So when we talk about the 100-year plan, that's what we're referring to.
When did that spark come to you about the 100-year plan?
I don't even know if I can pinpoint an exact time. I think it was something that I was fortunate enough to be. It was in my consciousness from an early age, I'd say, mainly because of just my parents, the culture. You know what I mean? And realizing, what it is, it also comes from, in Ghana we have the saying Sankofa, right? And it's like, the symbol for it is a bird flying this way, flying forward, but with its head backwards. And the symbolism in it is that in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from, right? And in Ghana, fortunately we have a very, very rich and long history, and the more you study it, the more you realize what you're here for. The more you realize all of the different people that sacrificed for you to be in the place that you're in. And when you know those things, and you know where you came from, and you know all the people that came before you, what you see in the future becomes very, very clear. You're very, very clear about your responsibility and what you need to do and the people that will come after you. So I think it's just something that was in our blood and was in my DNA. And I'm just a manifestation of, the people that came before me.